What's going on, all my toy collectors and MOTU fans out there? You know who it is. It's your boy Ox. And today we're going to be taking a look at the Mattel Creations exclusive Masters of the Universe Origins Sy-Klone figure. This right here is a collector's edition figure. I ended up getting this on Mattel Creations website about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and it just came in the mail yesterday. So let's go ahead and crack this baby open and see if it's worth joining the rest of the toys that I have here in the Cave of Wonders. Let's get to it. Okay, now starting off with the front of the packaging, I would like to point out that this was a Mattel Creations exclusive figure, so you had to pre-order it about 3 weeks ago. So I can't leave any kind of link in the description to let you guys know where to buy this because, like I said, you had to be there for that pre-order window, okay? Now, I did order this from Mattel Creations just like I ordered Lady Slither, but this figure just came in a regular shipping box. It didn't come with like any kind of exclusive slip cover like Lady Slither did, where you guys can slip that main box inside of this really cool slip cover, okay? Like I said, just came like this in a regular Mattel shipping box, all right? Now, starting off with the front of the packaging, up top you can see it says Masters of the Universe. The character we're going to be looking at is Sy-Klone with heroic fist-flinging tornado hands. This figure is new for 2024 right there, has modern posing retro play. Now, this is a collector's edition figure. His torso ends up spinning about 360 for like tornado attack action, okay? I've already measured the box up for you guys. It's 7 inches long by 12 inches tall by 2.5 inches in depth. So that's how much shelf space you're going to need if you're going to be displaying this in the box. Let's go ahead and take a look at it up close. You can see a clear package window showing you the character and all the accessories that's inside. You can see that little comic book in the back that all these Origins figures end up coming with. Really amazing artwork. Mattel always does a really good job with these Origins figures right here. You can see Hordak. You can see some of his Horde Troopers right there. You can see Sy-Klone fighting them and everything. On the side, you can see one of the headless Horde Troopers right there. On the back, some really more amazing artwork. You can see Hordak. You can see what is it, Sy-Klone fighting. It looks like a snake. Now, I think this is actually a play set that they came out with for the original MOTU line back in the early 80s. I was born in 86, so I missed out on those early 80s figures. By the time I was getting toys, I was like about 4 or 5, and by that time, Ninja Turtles from Playmates and Kenner's, 89 Batman figures were really hot at that time. So I missed out on the original MOTU figures, but I think this is an actual play set. You guys let me know down in the comments what the name of that is if you guys are watching this video, okay? Because I think there is a little rock play set. It's like a really small play set that you guys can put figures on. I just don't know the name of it, okay? This is the side. This right here is underneath. Any information you guys need. Let's go ahead and crack my boy Sy-Klone out of the box. Okay, now here's Sy-Klone out of the box. You guys can see it comes with the figure. He comes with 2 tornado effects that end up hooking onto his hands. Once you remove those, you guys can hook those right into his forearms, basically. He comes with a little shield right here. He comes with this little radar effect that basically hooks onto his back. I think that's what this is, a little radar effect. Ends up snapping onto his back. Comes with his own little comic book right here, the Masters of the Universe, the Fog of War. Now, this right here, as you guys can see, actually shows Lord Grasp. I think that's his name. That figure ended up going up for pre-order on Walmart's website. I think that was a Walmart exclusive. I'm not too familiar with Lord Grasp. He might be like a new character. Let me know if I'm wrong down in the comments. I just don't remember him that much, so he might be like a new figure that Mattel just basically came out with. But it's a little story real quick. You guys can read up on it if you guys want. I'll go ahead and you guys can pause the video if you guys need to. But yep, just gives you a little read up on Sy-Klone and how he helps in that story, basically how he ends up helping out the Masters of the Universe when they're getting poisoned by like this venomous fog, basically, okay? Now, taking a look at some of his accessories first, this right here just hooks onto his back, and I'll show you guys how to do that. Like I said, I think this is a little radar, or this might be like a little Sy-Klone thing because it is adjustable once you snap it onto his back, okay? This right here is his little shield. You guys can see it clips onto his like forearm right there, and then you guys can have it held inside of his hand. It comes with these little translucent, blue tornado waves. Like I said, I think they just peg right into his wrists once you pop out his hands, okay? And I'll do that for you guys. And it comes with 2 of those, all right? Let's go ahead and take a look at the figure up close. I've already measured him out for you guys. He's 6 inches tall. Now, he does have an action feature, and I'll show you guys that in a second, all right? Let's go ahead and just take a look at him up close. Great artwork. I love the way his face looks. I don't see any kind of issues with the paint. You guys can see some shadowing right there on his cheeks. I thought that was pretty cool. I love the blue and yellow scheme with a little bit of red, basically, like thrown in there. You guys can see his little radar right there. Now, I'm not too familiar with this character myself. In the comic book, it says that this is like a little radar where he can basically, find find what he's looking for, like when there's like, I'm gonna guess maybe like weather conditions. In the comic book, basically, like I said, the Master Universe were like hit by like a fog of like venomous fog, basically, and it was turning them bad. So he ended up being able to find that with that little radar. At least that's what it said inside that comic book. Okay. Awesome looking figure. All your typical Masters Universe articulation. Like I said, he does have an action feature, which I'll show you in a second. All right. Head does rotate around, does look up pretty well, does look down even farther. Arms do come up, they do rotate. Like all the Masters Universe Origins figures, you can pop these things apart in, switch out parts. So you can take his arms off and switch them out with one of the other Origins figures if you guys want. Okay. Arms do come up. He does have single jointed elbows. Wrists do rotate. They do go in, they do go out, up and down, whatever you want to call it. He does rotate right here. That's actually going to be part of the action feature, which I'll show you in a second, okay? Legs do come up. They do pop up. He does have single jointed knees. They do rotate if you guys need them to. They do rotate right here at the top of the boot by his calf muscles. Feet do go down. They do go up. They do rock back and forth. So you guys can put these guys in some really cool poses, okay? Now, one of his action features is it actually shows it on the box, which I didn't notice on any of the other Origins figures boxes, but I'll show you guys real quick. When I was popping it open, it actually shows you guys how to use the action feature, which basically you pull up on the upper torso, and then there's a little button on the side, like a little rolling spin button, which I'll show you in a second. And then you guys can rotate him around. When you're done doing that, you guys can push him back down, and then you guys can, put him in whatever poses you guys want, okay? Now, I actually haven't seen that on any of the other Origins boxes where they actually show you how to use some of the action features. So I think it's pretty cool that they actually did that, okay? Now, if you're looking on the back, you guys can see that he has a little pack that's hooked onto him, and that's where that little tornado thing ends up hooking onto, which I'll show you in a second. But as you guys can see, this little turnstile right here, it doesn't move him when you're moving it at all until you pull him up. So if you guys just pull him up, you'll hear it click a little bit. And then you guys rotate this, and that's what ends up giving him that tornado spin. Make sure his arms are up a little bit so they're not hitting your hand, but you basically just do that, and that ends up giving them that that tornado like 360 action that they were talking about on the front of the box, okay? Now, let's go ahead and throw this on. Now, I'm confused. I think this might be even hooks on right here, or it could possibly hook on like right here if you guys wanted to maybe give him, like that right there to make it look like, like the tornado part is spinning basically. Or you guys can have it like kind of sitting up, I guess, like that if you guys want. That's how it shows it on the front of the box. But I don't think it matters what spot you guys hook this into. You guys can hook it into whatever you guys want. I guess it depends on how much space you guys have in order, how tall, whatever, how much space you guys have on the shelf. And like I said, basically he still does rotate. You guys can't really put that down when it's on the bottom one. If it's on the top one, it'll end up going straight around, kind of like the planet Saturn. But yep, that right there is basically his action feature, okay? I'm gonna go ahead and pop out his hands, and I'll end up hooking on those effects for you guys real fast, those little tornado effects. You guys already know how the shield ends up hooking on, all right? So let me go ahead and pop out these hands, and I'll hook those on for you. Okay, now here he is after I popped off his hands. I ended up just popping those both off, and then you guys can see that those little translucent Sy-Klone tornado things end up fitting right in. You just pop those in, okay? Now, he is going to be a little bit top-heavy if you're putting the tornado things like up high, like by his chest. He's going to be a little bit top-heavy, so he might tip over. So you just kind of got it. But he ends up standing, as you guys can see. Just know that he might end up tipping over if you guys don't have him in a really good pose, okay? Now, something I didn't notice about these little effects, you guys can see right there that these things do articulate. So if you guys want to move them back and forth, even though they're like snapped into his wrist, you guys can still rotate these if you guys want to, okay? Just like that. Yep, this one's a little bit looser, so it won't stay up. Well, it just popped out. But this one ends up, moving the way it needs to. I probably just didn't push that one in all the way, okay? But yeah, you guys can get them in some pretty cool poses, basically. And like I said, this thing does articulate. Like I said, you guys can put it around his neck like that. You guys can have it up, or you guys can put it down here, but then it won't go all the way around his body like it does right here on that little top attachment, okay? But yeah, man, pretty awesome looking figure. Like I said, not too familiar with this character. So if I'm wrong about something about him, let me know. But I know he is a good guy. That's just what I read inside the comic book, okay? Now, let's go ahead and show him next to some other Origins figures real fast, all right? Okay, now here's a quick size comparison of him standing next to He-Man and Snout Spout. These are some other Masters Universe Origins figures. I just wanted to show you guys how he looked, and he fits in really well scale with these figures. The bright colors, everything. I love these figures. Like I said, being the fact that I was born in '86, I missed out on a lot of the He-Man figures. I didn't end up, I seen the cartoon. I remember seeing the cartoon a lot when I was little, you know, because it kept playing on TV, but I ended up not getting any of the toys. I think I had some that were just like, you know, really loose legs and stuff like that from the old like rubber band joints that were right here in the legs and stuff. I'd find those at yard sales for like $1.50 or something like that when I was a kid. But I don't have a lot of the original line, and I don't actually know too much about a lot of the characters besides one that they showed a lot in you know, regular episodes on TV. Okay. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this review of Sy-Klone right here. Like I said, this was a Mattel Creations exclusive figure, so you're not going to be able to find him in stores. I hope you guys are able to find him on the secondhand market for a really good deal, or maybe if they ever open up offers again or pre-orders, you guys will be able to order him off of Mattel Creations, okay? So make sure you guys go over to that page and check it out. I'm not sure if they're going to put him back up for people who missed out on him to order again, but you never know. You know, why miss out on good money for sculpts that they already made, okay? Hope you enjoyed the review. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Until next time, stay cool.